The South Wind Coach Conversation brought to you by Becker Hardware and Dave's Collision Shop. He's the only one of the dozen coaches I talk to on a weekly basis that currently has a career winning percentage of 100. Carter Wenthold, the co-head coach for the South Wind Warriors, last week, and made the trip to Sumner, Fredericksburg, and got a victory over the Cougars. What were your main takeaways from last Friday night?
The main takeaways, Darren, was that our kids play hard. Our kids were aggressive. They were tenacious. They were playing for each other. Their energy was really high all game long. We traded the lead back and forth with Sumner Fred through the first three quarters. We were able to take the lead midway through the fourth quarter, got a big stop on defense midway through the fourth quarter, and we're able to punch one in late to give us a 2-touchdown advantage, and ultimately came away with a 42-30 victory. Our kids never quit. Our kids battled the whole way. Had a couple big-time touchdowns through the air with Braden Todd to Brandon Creeder to end the first half to give us the lead at the halftime break, give us some momentum there going into the second half. And then ultimately our go-ahead touchdown to Jordan Ike, a 65-yard touchdown pass to him, ultimately gave us the lead for good. And we got a big-time stop on fourth down when Sumner Fred was driving to go to potentially take the lead on us. And we got a big stop near midfield, and Kyle Koboshik punched one in late, and that's all she wrote for that game.
Speaking of Kyle, obviously he had a very good season last year, 175 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. That was on the offensive side of things. Defensively, 11 and a half tackles, a half a tackle for a loss as well. Would it be fair to say he picked up where he left off last season?
It'd be very fair to say that. He's just a fantastic player. And he'll be the first one to tell you, hey, those are those big guys up front, moving the defensive line back and giving him some big holes to run through. Kyle's just a very aggressive, very smart player. He's our Mike linebacker on defense. He sets our defense. He is always talking, pointing things out, always giving guys credit for his success, and gives a lot of credit to other guys as well, and putting them in positions to make plays. And Kyle's just a really great kid to be around. Great wrestler, also runs track. He's a very polite young man, and that's what I want our future Warriors to embody. I want to see a lot of good things from our guys, and Kyle Koboshik represents a lot of good things that we do here at Southwind, and we expect our young men to be like.
And overall, you had 246 yards on the ground, almost 400 yards of total offense, as you mentioned. That doesn't happen without the guys up front stepping up and paving the way and providing the protection. What allowed your offensive line to gel pretty quickly here in week number 1?
Oh, they're just firing off the ball pretty quick. Like I mentioned last week, we played a week 0 scrimmage, and our pad level wasn't where we needed it to be. And I thought for the most part, our pad level was better on the offensive line up front, able to get some good pushes and open some good holes. Our fullbacks were able to get some really good lead blocks up through the hole and reach those linebackers. And it really helped Kyle out, because there was a couple of runs where Kyle didn't get touched at least 7 or 8 yards downfield on some of those runs. And also when he did get contacted, it usually took 2 to 3 guys to take him down. So Kyle's a tough runner, and it takes a lot to take him down. Ultimately, the O-line was doing really well. They were moving guys off the ball really good. We had some double teams. We had some really good pushes there. On film, we point out our double team blocks and how far we push guys back. We also point out pancake blocks, and we had some pretty good pancakes by the O-line, and we had a couple pancakes by our wide receivers. They were really doing a nice job blocking downfield for our running backs downfield. So always good to see the wide receivers are doing their job on the outside blocking. And ultimately it's a really good ask for our guys to go down and obviously block downfield and spring those touchdown blocks, which we did see quite a bit of those as well.
And of course, as a coach, you look at the film with critical eye, and there's always things to improve on. What tops that list heading here into week number 2?
Number 1 was on defense. Defensively, we got to play with better pad level on the defensive line. I thought at times we were playing too high, and they were able to get underneath our pads. Number 2, we had 5 penalties. Ultimately, we had some pre-snap stuff. We did jump off sides one time. We did have a personal foul penalty which was just disappointing to see. But we're attacking that in practice and want to limit that penalty yardage because as we go in here into week 2 into the district play, these games mean even more. It was great to go down and get a win to start the season off 1-0, but ultimately it's the district record that is really important to us and going forward throughout the season.
And just like last year, you're heading to North Butler in week number 2. What are you expecting out of the Bearcats come Friday night?
Well, Darren, I expect a team that wants to try to run the football and establish their ground game. They got some big kids up front. Ultimately, they were stymied up front last week by a talented West Fork team. West Fork had really good success in stopping the North Butler running game. So I expect North Butler to try to come out and establish their run game here in week 2. They went to the air quite a bit ultimately, and their quarterback was 5 of 23 throwing the football. West Fork's defensive line was able to get in the backfield and keep him pressured all night long. We played their quarterback. This will be the 3rd year that he's been a starter for him. We know him pretty well. He knows us pretty well. He's a gamer. He's dual threat kid. We have to do a really good job of sticking in our rush lanes. We got to do a really good job of trying to contain him and putting pressure on him. And we got to do a good job in the back end too. Our DBs and outside linebackers need to do a good job in pass coverages, whether it's zone or man. And we just got to keep them behind the sticks and force them into some really uncomfortable situations that they don't like to be in. Defensively, they're going to run an odd front. They're going to run a 50 front. And a lot of those same kids play on defense too. So our pad level, both sides of the ball, it needs to be really good. And ultimately, we just need to go down there and play our game and, focus on what we need to do and focus on ourselves and ultimately just go down and execute.
All right. Hopefully the positivity can continue this week, Coach. Keep kids healthy. We wish best of luck.
All right. Thanks, Darren. Appreciate the coverage.
Carter Wenthold, the co-head coach for the South Winn Warriors. This conversation brought to you by Becker Hardware and Dave's Collision Shop.